here coming live with you on what is for me 4 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon, and the sun is shining, but it's a little bit breezy. I've just had to shut the door because it's banging the door. But I hope wherever you are, the sun is shining for you too, and it is, as I say, lovely to be coming on live here with you this afternoon. So let me bring up some of my slides and things that I would like to share with you. We are creeping towards the beginning of a new month. So there's lots of things to share with you as we're coming up towards the beginning of May. So this is me, Love-a-Duckie. My website is loveaduckie.co.uk. So that's where you will find me if you are looking for me. And do go and head over and check that out. And over on my website, you'll find inspiration, you'll find links to classes, to downloads, to all sorts of things. So do go and check out over there. Talking of classes, let's have a little look at some of the classes we've got coming up in this next month, and they're not necessarily in order. I must admit I was doing this in a bit of a hurry and haven't got time to go and squiggle them all around, so they were in order. They're not too bad, I don't think. So there is Paper Pumpkin has arrived in the UK, and people that are have subscribed to Paper Pumpkin, have ordered Paper Pumpkin, they should be dropping through your letterbox, through your door in the next day or two. And along with 2 other demos, Lindsay Gold and Kylie Henshaw, we have set up a Facebook group for our customers who have subscribed to Paper Pumpkin. And in that, we're going to be doing some short videos and things, videos of us creating the cards, video and a Zoom or a Facebook Live, where we are creating and talking about creating alternatives and the opportunity to craft together. And this Facebook group is called Create and Escape. And if you are one of my customers that has subscribed to Paper Pumpkin, then do reach out and I can make sure that you get an invite to that. It is just exclusively for those customers of all the 3 of us that have subscribed to Paper Pumpkin. So that is something to look forward to if you are a subscriber with us, one of the benefits of subscribing with us. We also have our monthly card club. So this happens every month. And in fact, we have 2 monthly card clubs. We have a daytime one, which is happening on the 7th of May. And we have an evening one, which is happening on the 12th of May. Both of those will be using the Homemade Sweetness Suite. And that is full of nice fruity images and jam jars and ginghams and lots of lovely sort of almost really quite summery papers and things to play with on that particular class. So if you are interested in that, or if you would like it through the post, if you're here in UK, then do reach out, and I'd love to have you along for that class. Our technique class, we have a technique class every month. This month we're going to be looking at shaker cards. So that would be lovely to have you to come along and make a few shaker cards with us. And that is happening on Friday, the 15th of May. Other classes we've got coming up, we have a Love-a-Duckie scrapbooking crop coming up on the 16th of May. That's a Saturday, and that runs from 11 till 4. You pay for your table and you come along and you do whatever you like. But there are some kits available if you want to purchase a kit on the day to create a scrapbooking 12 by 12 scrapbooking kit. But otherwise, just come along, whether you're scrapbooking, junk journaling, any sort of memory keeping. In fact, if you're doing any crafting at all, you could come and join us. As I say, that's £10 a table for 11 till 4 a day on the 16th of May. And then the end of the month will be the Stamp Stack class, where we make 6 cards, 3 each, 2 each of 3 different designs. I always get that the wrong way around. And we're going to be using the Sketch Garden papers this time, along with some additional stamps and things to go with them, to create some cards for that one. And of course, beginning of June, 7th of June is the all-day craft retreat. I have still got some spaces if you would like to come and join us for a whole day of crafting and being spoilt and being fed, and an all-in lovely day. So do come and join us for that on the 7th of June. Now, the one thing I haven't mentioned, and I shall come back to that in a minute, is the Sweet Spotlight for May, but we'll be looking at that in a bit more detail in a minute. Of course, the other thing that we do have coming up is a new catalogue that will launch next week on the 5th of May. And if you do not have a catalogue from me yet and you would like one, then do go across to my website, Love-a-Duckie.co.uk, to the request a catalogue drop down and pop in your details, and I can get a catalogue on its way to you. So let's now bring up the Sweet Spotlight Club for May. And for May, we are going to be using the Delicate Dream Suite. It had originally been my intention to use this for April, but bits of it were out of stock. But it is now all back in stock, or was all back in stock, and I have my hands on all of it. So that is what we are going to be using for our Sweet Spotlight Club this time. So let me get rid of that. Let me bring in my downward camera. Here is the catalogue. If you've not sort of heard very much about the new catalogue, beautiful new catalogue, but rather than having one great big annual catalogue this year, one annual catalogue and 3 minis, we are just going to be getting one, I don't know, I suspect it could best be described as MIDI. It's not quite as thick as the annual catalogue was, but it is thicker than the minis were. And you're going to be getting one of these 3 times a year, and it's going to include all of your basics in there, as well as new exciting products. So once this one has run its course and you get your next catalogue, you can almost put this one either in the recycling or in your storage if you keep them all, because the next catalogue will also have all of the basics and everything in. So you'll just need to be concentrating on one book at a time. There will also be online exclusives still, but yeah, in the main, we're going to be working from one catalogue and the online exclusives, rather than having a variety of catalogues that are being jiggled around. So hopefully that will be helpful for everybody. So let me just pop this to one side for now, because we are going to be concentrating on this Delicate Dreams suite that we are going to be playing with in the Sweet Spotlight Club this month. Now, the Sweet Spotlight Club, there are 2 ways of joining. You can buy the Delicate Dreams suite from me, and if you buy the suite from me, then I will automatically add you into the club. The other option, if you are somewhere else in the world, if you are already a demo and you've got the suite, if you've got the suite anyway and you don't want to buy anything else, then you can pay £18 to become a member of the Sweet Spotlight Club for the month of May, and you will get access to the Sweet Spotlight Club Facebook group, where there are some sort of additional projects and things coming, but you will also then be invited along to 2 Zoom classes where we will make exclusive products that only club members get to see and create. Yeah, they happen, as I say, the first Tuesday of the month and the 3rd Tuesday of the month is when they occur. And if you're not able to join us live, then I do make sure that you get a link to the video so that you can watch it on catch up, or you can watch it on live and watch it on catch up, so that you are going to be able to access those things. So Delicate Dreams is the suite that we are going to be using for May. And this is the stamp set. See, really pretty florals. You've got this is really rather sweet. All these little flowers and dots just there. Look, make lovely backgrounds. You've got flowers. You've got these sort of curly images that will quite easily work into sort of a wreath type effect if you wanted to. You've got some wishing you happiness and love. Hello friend, thank you kindly. Hope you feel your best soon. That's a nice get well message, isn't it? And then you get the dies. So some of the dies, as you can see, are going to cut out your stamped images, and then you get these sort of foliage swirls and these grasses and just lovely little interesting bits and small flowers. So lots of things that you're going to be able to, one of the dies cuts out this small flower here, that you're going to be able to use to build up some beautiful images and some lovely cards. It is the papers. Let me just show you the embellishments and then we'll go on to the papers, because the papers are the real wow. These are natural matte dots. There are some white ones up there as well. But you've got Crumb Cake, Mossy Meadow, Secret Sea and white dots in there, which are lovely. We have some grey granite ribbon. It's really quite a nice ribbon. Sort of almost meshy. It's yeah, it is a nice soft ribbon. The colours that are in the papers, I've tried to bring them out here. We've got Secret Sea, Crumb Cake, Grey Granite, Hydrangea Hue, which is of course one of the new in colours and that is launching this week, and Mossy Meadow, and there is also copper in this papers as well, as you will be able to see in a minute, some copper foiling. So let's have a quick look at the DSP. So we've got a lovely linen effect one there, and this grey granite sort of background. I quite like this checked one. It's rather lovely, isn't it? Beautiful blue floral background. This one that's got these grasses and things. So a Crumb Cake paper with these grasses in, and then a Mossy Meadow. So those are the sort of the background sort of papers. And then if we flip this over, hopefully you are going to be able to pick up that copper bronze foiling that's on there. So you've got these beautiful floral images with that foiling in there. There's foils on this. All of these front sides are all foiled. You've got foiling in the sort of stems on those grasses. The Secret Sea background with that sort of same sort of imagery as you've got on that stamp, with the little flowers and the little sort of splatters. This is rather beautiful, isn't it? And I suspect that the dies are going to fit this. So this is, you've got all of that foiling, and your dies are going to just be able to cut it out. And some more foiled grasses, and because this is a white background, you would be able to add some sponging and things to that. And then a large flower, and again you've got those foiled pieces in the centre, as well as that foiling on the edge. So really lovely papers. So you've got in the suite itself, you've got a pack of the 12 by 12, you've got the ribbon, you've got the embellishments, you've got the stamps and the dies, and then there is a second set. There's a set of specialty papers that are called Delicate Design, and you get 2 each of these coppery foiled papers. So that one is sort of the squares. This one is a copper background with these white flowers on. Some are solid, some are just outline, and then this beautiful white background with all of these copper flowers on. And again, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to take your blending brush and add some colour to that, or your brayer, or whatever it is that you would like to play with. So let's make a couple of relatively quick and easy cards, hopefully, as a starter for this Sweet Spotlight Club for May. So these will go into that, as well as being here on my YouTube and on my Facebook page. these will also be added into that Sweet Spotlight Facebook group so that they are there for people to access and create with their own particular sweet. Now, I thought I would take this paper just here, which is rather lovely. I think we'll have some Secrecy somewhere. I have a white card base. And I'm going to take a piece of 14.4 by 10 Secrecy card to make our mat. And then I'm going to make this 9 by 13.4. I'm going to give it a slightly wider border of Secrecy. Slightly smaller piece of DSP. Like that. And then have a look and find stylish shapes, I think. And I'm going to cut that large square out of the centre of this Secrecy mat. And I will find a bit of basic white and cut the next size down square of basic white. Oh, caught cord on my heat embossing tool and nearly sent it flying. Right, so let's just cut that from the centre of there. Put that back over there. Nobody will ever know. We have a hole in the middle. And there is our basic white piece. Now the April's Sweet Spotlight was using the Garden Poetry Suite, and if that is something that you would still like to take part in, you'd still like to get hold of those videos and those projects that we made for that particular Sweet Spotlight, you are able to, if you pay your £18 online, or if you buy the suite from me, I will send you a document that contains all the links to the videos and the PDF tutorials, because you do get a PDF tutorial of the projects that we make as well. So if that's something that you would like, then do head over to my website and check that out. Right, so we have our lovely background just here. We have our mats in the front there. I'm going to take some of these grasses, rather lovely. Yeah, but if I can get that Hope you feel better. Hope you feel your best soon down the side there. To take some grey granite, I'm going to take some secret sea. Take our secret sea first. Now these stamps haven't been stamped yet, so we will just stamp them onto our mat. And I'm going to stamp that down this bottom right hand corner. And let's take this grass. Is that going to fit on there? And some grey granite. Stamp that off. Then I'm going to take this little flower die just here. Not really yet got any scraps of the in colours. I'm just going to cut a little bit off the corner of this piece just here. And we're going to cut a few of these little flowers out. Let's do some more. Two. I'm going to do a couple more. One, two. Take one of these as well. And I think do those fun. I will just find some cake oddments. and run those through the machine. Pop these out. This one. Look out those little bits just there. I can have that like that. So bring in a bit of ribbon. Have that on the top on a bit of a jaunty angle. Then our stamped mat. Jaunty angle. Then our die cut pieces coming on top. And going one way and going the other. And a few little flowers. Centered about. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick them all on one end. Right, let's do a little bit of putting that together. So we'll start off, we'll add our secrecy. Don't look at the foiling on the back there that we're going to be covering up in a minute. You might cry. Before we do that, we want to add some of this around here. Let me add some glue to the back of this. Otherwise, I shall have nothing to wrap my ribbon round. So it's a couple of bits of tear and tape. Round you come, ribbon. Hold that down that side. Bring this round. Yep. Hold that down that side. Grab some scissors and snip that off, and then now we'll stick it in place. And let's take this little mat just here and stick it to this little mat just here. So those are both beautifully stitched thanks to the die. To grab, using up the edge pieces on this particular thing of dimensionals. So let's a couple of Any dimensionals there. Raise that up. Like that. Let's take these little grassy bits. We just want some little spots of glue down there. Nothing too drastic. And little spots of glue down this one. And then I'm going to add in some of these flowers. I'm just going to add 5 because we tend not to do even numbers. We go with the 1s, 3s, 5s. That one in there. We'll have one in here. And I think, have I got a mini dimensional? Yes. Let's add that one up on a dimensional so it's sort of a bit more 3D. Have a look at our little dots. I think I'm going to go with white. And I'll just add 2 little white dots round and about the place. And then we'll add this ribbon, so it's tucking underneath there. Through you come. I'll just have that tying a knot round there. So, hope you feel your best soon. So there's one little simple card. For the other one, I'm going to use some of this specialty foiled paper. Where is the sheet I am looking for? I think I'm going to go with this one. And we will cut ourselves a piece of that which measures, she says. We will cut it when I can find my trimmer. There it is. A piece of this, it is, I think I'm going to go 4 centimetres wide. And we'll go 15.85 long. And take a piece of messy modder, close, mossy meadow. That is 14.9 or 14.85 by 4.5. Because I'm going to pop that strip on there, so it just gives it light border. And make myself another basic white card base. Now let's score this piece of thick basic white at 10.5. And we will swirl that round. That's at 14.852. Not 852, 85 as well. As well also, we put these little magnets on, these little dies on my magnetic board so I don't lose them. I'll just have those acting as a strip down the side there. Go back to these dies. I'm going to take these two large foliage pieces. I'll have a couple of those. I think I want the same one because I want it. They curl different ways. I want one that's going to curl so that it'll curl that way and then that way. So I just want this die, but I'm going to cut it twice. Right. Bits in there that need popping out. It's a really lovely foliage pieces. They really are delicate. Going down there like that. Take some of these sort of long wavy bits. Those, yes, they are. I'm going to cut those from crumb cake. One, two, three. Will that one come out of there as well? Yes, I do believe it will. 4. Oh, they moved. Stay there. Don't move. Right. Tip those off. Again, really delicate sort of little wispy bits. Last but not least, those on my magnetic board so they don't go walkabout. And just trying to flick through. PFP, looking for this one. And I'm thinking that, yes, it's going to cut out these blue and crumb cake flowers. I think I'm going to do 2 blue and 2 crumb cake. And I suspect that the little die would cut out those little flowers, and I will be careful to touch around these. This paper very quickly went out of stock, and it really isn't surprising because it is really rather beautiful. Just line that up. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So we don't actually have the classes colour as bronze. We do have copper embossing powder, which would give a very similar effect. If you were wanting to create your own flowers like this with the stamp rather than cutting out of the paper. There's the crumb cake flower. So I've said this is one class, this is one of my events that you can join wherever you are in the world, because although you can't buy the suite from me, wherever you are in the Stamping Up world anyway, you can purchase the suites. You can just pay to come along and access those Zoom classes and that. Content that is only available to those members of the club. And in this last round, we created 5 different cards. I want to put extra flowers in there. Not sure. If I do, I think I might put them out of the paper. Right, let's stick some of these down. But yes, we made 5 different cards. One of them was a fancy fold card. We looked at different techniques. And also in the Facebook group, there's links to Pinterest boards. I've collated other ideas, as well as there's a scrapbook page over on there. So lots of good reason why you might want to come and join us in the Sweet Spotlight Club. And because the videos are going up on YouTube as well as into Facebook, and like Facebook, it is actually we do them in Zoom and I load them onto YouTube. So because they're YouTube links, they're not going to suddenly disappear like the Facebook videos do. You'll hopefully be able to go back and revisit those videos as often as you like, for as long as you like. And of course, you can take the ideas we've used with One Sweet and use them with other papers, other stamp sets, other dies. Use different colours. You don't have to reproduce them as we've done them in the classes. Right, let's add that to this card front. And then we've got our wispy bits. So hindsight is a wonderful thing. Might be a good idea to cut all of these out with adhesive sheets on the back, because then you can just peel off the back and away you go. Determined. My fingers are sticky. So I will put a flower in this centre, so I'm not particularly worried if there's a bit of slightly untidy overlap just there. Piece number 3. Piece number 4. I'm just going to take one of my acrylic blocks and just going to do that. Press them down. Oh. Now we have our die cut flower pieces that I'm going to raise up with some dimensionals. One coming that way. Seem to be using up lots of little odd bits of dimensionals today. That one coming down there. We'll have coming down this way. We could keep going with that and add in more flowers, add in some of these little flowers. Let's grab that die and just cut a couple more of those little flowers. Scissors. Let's have one. Yeah. One there. Yes. I like that addition. Really want quite as much glue as that on it. And then we'll have one there. Let's take a piece of a strip of basic white card and let's take this sentiment that says, wishing you happiness and love. Meadow ink. Tap, 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 tap. Again, I've not used this stamp, so let's just test it. Let's just snip this up. Wishing you there. Around the top of the hut. Wishing you happiness. And then we'll do and love as one. And two. Come along here. Cut that into a strip. Let's have a bit of wishing you. Strip of this on the back of this wishing you. I cut this in half. I might actually do this into 2 pieces. Getting a bit froggy in my throat. I've been doing too much talking today. Happiness. Ooh, where's that gone? Lost it. And last but not least, did that perfectly. And love. Would put a few little dots on there if I could see them. They've gone walkabout. Oh, when they come back, we will add a few dots on that. As I said, that's things always go missing. They have definitely walked off. Never mind. They will wander back again, I'm sure, shortly, when we stop looking for them. Nope, definitely gone. There they are. There they are. I might go crumb cake ones on here. There's one in there. One down the bottom there. So there, that one is using some of that specialty paper in the background there, as well as die cutting some of the flowers from those foiled flowers from that beautiful paper, and using some of these really detailed, delicate sort of foliage pieces in the background. And then this was using one of the papers as a mat and doing some stamping and some die cutting with that lovely little sentiment. Hope you feel your best soon. So 2 little cards created using the Delicate Dreams suite. If you do fancy joining me for the Sweet Spotlight Club in May, do get in touch. It would be lovely to have you along for the ride. But in the meantime, let me bring myself back up like that. In the meantime, have a lovely rest of the evening. Enjoy your crafting, and I'll catch up with you all very soon.